Let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Hey, Dave, long-time listener, but I have a little bone to pick with you in particular. Now, in terms of Stefanski, Shedeur, and this whole first-team reps conversation, in the beginning, Stefanski admitted that he gave Dillon Gabriel first-team reps when he was the backup. He carved out time for that. Nobody's asking for Shedeur to get equal reps as Gabriel when he's the starter. The only thing people are asking is to hold Stefanski accountable and let him be consistent with all of his quarterbacks. And that's something that you in particular and the whole media seem to conveniently forget. The only thing that we are asking is for consistency, especially when the Browns have no quarterback and we are trying to figure out if we have something in these two young guys. Just my thoughts. Still love the show, but let's keep it real. Go Browns.
As always, appreciate all the voicemails. Fred, again, I understand the thought. The difference is when you have a guy, Joe Flacco, who's played 15 years in the league, he doesn't need all of the reps. Their thought was that Dillon Gabriel needed all of the reps. And it's not like there's a misconception that there's a bunch of reps available. Having said that, I get the thought that you got to carve out a few reps for Shedeur Sanders. I don't know if it's going to help, though, is my concern. Can you carve out enough that it's meaningful? They're not going to carve out as many as they did when Joe Flacco was a starter. That's not happening with a rookie starter.
Absolutely not. That's the way of the NFL. That's Stefanski talked about that when he was in Minnesota as the quarterback coach, is that, and he talked about it with Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco has been in the league 18 years, and he does not need the number of reps. So when he didn't need every rep, that's why his backup Dillon Gabriel was getting some with the first team. But now you got Gabriel, just like you said, is the starter. He's got to get every rep he can, is important. You heard NFL career backups, Chase Daniel, Brian Hoyer, Josh McCown talk this week that they never got backups. They never got reps with the first team. Their job was to be ready at all times. And it's not an easy situation, but the Browns did start something they'd never done before, and they call it Hungry Dog. And that's where Sanders is getting all his work after practice. They do a little session, and it's not necessarily with the first team, but it's with guys who stay and hang around so he can get some work in the offense. So it's not they're trying to sabotage. It's that there are only so many reps, and right now they're choosing to give it to Gabriel. Now, I have not seen too many concussions, guys in the protocol that get out of it if it's from the game before Wednesday. Tomorrow is the first day of practice. I would think it'd be highly unlikely that Gabriel will have been cleared by then. It'll be a moot point because Sanders will get all the reps on Wednesday. That will be his first time. And that could go a long way to him starting this week, because if Gabriel's not getting the starting reps on Wednesday and he gets cleared and comes back, say, Thursday or Friday, they might choose just to, continue with Sanders and get him ready since they're starting that process. They do their planning on Tuesday, and that's today, and we don't know if Gabriel's been cleared or not. But I do think getting a guy ready is important, and a lot of that will be tomorrow in the practice session. So, sooner or later, if they're going to start Sanders, they're going to give him a week of prep, and this would be the prime time because you have an injury situation. And if he gets Wednesday and Thursday are the two big days. Friday's more of a walkthrough. So
Yep.
I think there's a good chance Sanders will start this week. And why not? Unless Gabriel's back and they said, look, just like Stefanski said, no, if he's cleared, he's the starter. If he's cleared and ready tomorrow, okay, he'll probably be right back in there. But
and
that's how it works.
We heard that earlier. There's a misconception that the ones get all these, then the twos. It is the starters get all of the reps, and they rep most of the time. They rep the plays once, It's not like they go through the 80 or 90 plays that are in the game plan once. So it's not like they're repping the same play 4 times and you can say, okay, let's get Shedeur in there. So I'm the guy that said I didn't want Shedeur to be the backup because when I saw him on the field in a game, I wanted him to get every rep in practice. So that's why I didn't want him to be QB2. And it had nothing to do with my belief in him. I think he can play, but I think he's got a ways to go. There's some things that they got to clean up, drifting back all the time, taking sacks. I think he can throw the ball. I think he's got that thing. We saw it on the last drive, and you mentioned it. There's something to that. He kind of comes alive when the game's on the line. I want to see more of that.
That's what I'm saying. If it would have just been another dud, but that last drive gave you hope, especially when Lavardane dropped the touchdown pass. You couldn't have thrown it any better. And I know he's an undrafted rookie, but now you're playing to either kick the extra to tie and send it to overtime or go for the win, in that situation. So that is why I'm saying it makes you want a little more. Now that you're in this situation, he's already baptized by fire. You might as well get him ready and see what he can do now this week. So that's my thinking on it. You can always go back and even alternate these guys the rest of the way. But you put yourself in this situation by not having Bailey Zappi as the backup. And can you imagine, Dave, if Zappi was active last Sunday and Gabriel was out and they put Zappi in? I mean, the outcry nationally in the media. So I get what they're doing, but they put themselves in that position by making him the backup to begin with. And so I just say, okay, the cat's out of the bag now.
Yep.
Let's go. Let's see what he's got.
I'm with you.
If he falls flat on his face, go back to Gabriel, the next week against the 49ers.